Okay. Hey, welcome in, folks. This is Babbage and Air. We're in the long dark. Thanks for checking me out tonight. I've been away for about a week, with very legitimate reasons to be not available. I've been working on do.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
So I think I have everything right. We have cloth. Left the metal behind. Anyways, I've been busy working on an application. And this is kind of a really important one. It's my first permanent role as a librarian. And so the hope is that I land that. If I do, it is going to mean that I will probably have to plan for another cross country move before the end of the year.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
And the other thing that happened was that there was a sale on Steam, and Baldur's Gate 3 was 30% off. So I finally caved and bought Baldur's Gate. And so, yeah, the last couple days I have totally disappeared into Baldur's Gate. Understandably. So let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can bear.
So viewership is a little slow tonight, which is possible. It's a long weekend. We may not run 2 hours. Might do an hour, hour and a half max. But people show up. We'll hang out and stick around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Anything else we can break down? I don't think so. Have anything else in here? Oh, we do. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Make our hatchet.
Feels like night is coming.
We can make the survival bow. Try to get that going.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Perfect.
Three and a half.
Ugh.
2 hours left on that. 1 hour left on this. Okay, we'll do the crazy thing.
Come on. Come on. My stomach feels like an empty pit.
Okay, so the good news is we have ourselves these. Have ourselves a bow, and we have ourselves a hatchet. Oops. Dump the hammer here. Okay. So yeah, if you're just joining us, this is me, and this is our challenge we're working on right now. I'm primarily an Interloper streamer. Play Interloper on Long Dark. And we're going to head back to our bunker to rest. What day are we on? We're on day 27. We leave day 31. So basically, this challenge is all about randomness. Every time we enter a new region, we roll a die, and it tells us how many days we're going to stay in the region. We can't leave early, and we can't leave late. So during the first 50 days of a run, major regions are 1 to 10 days, and transition zones and micro regions, basically places you're never intended to stay, are 1 to 4 days. But after day 50, major regions become 1 to 20 days, and microregions become 1 to 6. At day 100, microregions and transition zones become 1 to 8. And once you hit to day 150 and beyond, microregions, transition zones are 1 to 10. Oh, here's Mr. Wolf. Where are you, guy? Coming for me, aren't you? See you. I hear you. I want you to charge me. Here. Okay, perfect. I was worried because the wind is gusting up here, and I didn't want to get hit. And the torch blown out. We actually do have a bow. I just remember finished crafting that. So we do have a bow. Could go hunting. Probably should hunt that guy in the morning. Start building up our archery and getting rid of menaces.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
What do we got? Lots of these guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to sleep for the full 8 hours, or 10 hours, as the case may be. Hey, Twitch Stewie, good to see you. How have you been? What's the current role? We are.
Starving.
Let's see, hold on a second. Oh, it's already daytime. Okay, we slept. Okay, so let's see. We are currently on day 28, and we leave on day 31. So that means we got 3 days left. And we're currently in FM. So, Forlorn Muskeg. So we got 3 more days to go. So we got a little bit of time to hunt.
I'm not going to
See
be
how
able to carry
gusty
this
it
load
is.
for much longer.
We're gonna go take down this wolf. We have 9 arrows and a brand new bow. Knife and a hatchet. But we actually have no firewood, so that's kind of a problem. Need to go pick up sticks. There you are, buddy. Nine arrows. Might be a little rusty. It's been a minute. Gonna run off my arrow? What is up with you, buddy? This is not a good time to be out there hunting. Oh, there's crappie. Looks a little scrub brush here. Can we build a fire?
Come on, little fire. Oh, yeah. Can you eat trees? Do I get back home? Warm up soon.
Can't do it here. Have to go up against the rocks. Oh!
Come on, little fire. Oh, lucky day.
So close. You know, 2 degrees. I can deal with that. 1 hour.
I need something to eat.
Here, let's remember to throw out a shout out. Which do we?
Oh, I might deck shot this. Nope, but I'm good. They've got lots of lowers.
Okay. I'm repairing and I'm in a turn that I think intercepts them, so I'll just repair.
Made the board.
8.
Cool.
Made the anchor.
Alright, adjusting.
Got one. Got two.
Anchor
There's
turning.
sirens on the... Sirens on the
Bought
boat.
This much gear.
Probably from you being briefly in the water. That sucks for them.
They're sunk.
We're still alive. Hey, let's see if we can find that wolf. I want my arrow back. Have I tried kickstand? I have tried kickstand. I kind of cheated. I did kickstand on Stalker, which is much easier than trying to do it on Interloper. I've done 20 days in Interloper, but doing like 50 just seems insane. I just... Little dead wolf over there. That's just a rock. Not gonna see any birds right now.
Where can I find something to eat?
It was just a rock. Wolf. Where'd he run to? Did he run the direction of the other wolves?
Did I say I hate
Okay, we'll spend the next night
There's a
in the
residue.
bunker, and then we're going to start making our way. Ooh. We don't have enough wood to cook anything. Tempting to hunt him, but then he's going to run off with our arrow. We're not lucky. How far did this wolf go?
Damn, I'm freezing.
Okay, we're going back to the bunker because we left stuff to cure there, so we need to get that. Okay, we'll hope that weather is better in the morning, and we can go hunt for the wolf. So I was saying earlier, Stewie, that took about a week off last week from streaming because I was busy working on a job application. And then at the end of the week, there was a sale on Steam, and Baldur's Gate 3 was 30% off, and I finally caved in and bought it. So I've been putting it off for some time because I knew the moment I got it, I would just get sucked into it. And sure enough, that's what happened. I lost a few days to just playing Baldur's Gate. Will I stream it? It's possible. I'm just kind of doing an offline run right now, so I can learn the game and the mechanics. But I think that there might be room to do a Baldur's Gate stream sometime. Do another run where I try to do something really, like, based on what I figured out this time around. I'll try to do some things differently. So one of the things I really enjoy is that I have started crafting potions of animal speaking, so I can I can do the very fun task of just talking with random animals. Yeah. And the detect thoughts ability is super useful. I'm running an elven, let's see, a high elf rogue thief right now, who has picked up the headband of intellect, so now has an intelligence 17. And also found there's like I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a forbidden tome that you find in basically a necromancer's lair. And I successfully read that to get the forbidden knowledge buff on my wisdom saves and checks, which is very helpful because yeah, it's very useful to have the insight ability. So it's like the way I play a lot of RPGs. I do tend to favor like basically they're somewhere between being a bard and a rogue. I like diplomatic solutions and clever solutions and trickery. Um, let's see here. So I do tend towards that. Some people like to go crazy on the romance options for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm going to play either completely platonic or maybe like monogamous. I'll just pick one. I'm just not interested in all the extra. Not looking to run a character that is how can I put that? It's just like, yeah, just I'm interested in more of the banter and the role play, and I'm not interested in like the over the top romance. I know there's some funny aspects to it, but I'm just like, it's not usually my thing that I'm into. So I've already told Gail we're just going to be friends, you know. Thanks, EG, for the hydrate. And big stretch. And a baba. Okay, so I did pick these up as well. Because I think I'm just going to harvest them. Way to use up some time tonight. Lighten my load a little bit. I have no cloth left, which is a real issue. So I have all these repairs I need to do, and I have not been able to do them. So I was just, E.G., I was just telling Stewie that I have, at the end of, like, most of last week was spent, I was off stream because I was busy working on a job application. But after that, at the end of the week, I ended up finally buying Baldur's Gate 3, which was on sale for 30% off. And I was like, can't really justify not getting it at this stage. When it was only 20% off, it was like 25% off for a long time, like different times when it'd show up. I would be like, I'm too busy. I don't think it's the good enough deal yet. And then when it dropped to 30%, it was like, okay, I have to wait like at least another year or two before it drops even more than that. So I'm not going to wait that long. So I'm enjoying it. I think it is a good game.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
But it is totally a time sink. Yep.
Oh, I've never.
Sounds so windy up there. Okay. Day 28, almost 29. Gonna wait another hour.
I think my stomach is eating itself.
29. So we are on day 29 now. Means we only have 2 days left. Where are we going? What's our plan? It's a good question. Really good question. Okay. Requires cloth. That's annoying. Wow, that sucks. If we carry the gut, we can pull more guys. I think we need to make it to the other side again.
Not sure I can carry much more.
Okay, we're gonna pull some more torches and pull some more torches, warm up some teas, boil a little bit of
Come on,
water.
little fire.
Weather's really perfect right now. Oh, it must be pretty cold. And 11. Some classic T-jiggling.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, wherever we go, we need more cloth. And I think that means we're going back to Mystery Lake. Oh, we waited too long. Got foggy, now we can't find our wolf. Guess the other option would be go to Bleak. Hey, Roller. Good to see you. We shot a wolf, but we lost him. We don't know where he is. And with him went an arrow. Yeah, I think our smart move is either to go to Broken Railroad, which is an option. Go back to Mystery Lake and work our way towards Ash Canyon and Timberwolf Mountain. But get to PB, go on from there.
Never thought I'd be dying from starvation.
Oh, I hear birds. Is that a dead wolf or is that a rock? I think that's the deer over there. But I wouldn't mind being pleasantly surprised and finding the wolf. Oh, look at that. There's two. So I think one of those might be our wolf. That's the deer. This may or may not be a smart idea to do this right now.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yep, the weather cleared up a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see what we got. We should have one wolf down. One dead wolf. Somewhere out there is a dead wolf. Okay, let's add our T's down here.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay. Now we gotta book it and make it over to our destination. More feathers. Yay, nay. Yeah. Is that our wolf? Ran all the way over here? Did. Oops. Better dump some of those. Okay. Let's get out of here. We got our arrow. We killed our wolf. And we got our free venison sampler. Yes, we did. So where are we going to stay tonight? I think because of how much cloth we need to repair everything, the only options would make sense would be Broken Railroad or back to Mystery Lake. Go back to Mystery Lake. We were on a path back into PV, Ash Canyon, and Timberwolf in the Nash Canyon. So we could pick up the backpack, and having the backpack sooner as opposed to later would be very helpful. So I'm leaning towards that option. This is, once again, not the most efficient path through all the regions, but it is a path that's going to get us, hopefully, to the finish line. At the end of the day, the challenge is not the most efficient path. Challenge is survival, and then secondarily, fastest time. Okay, it'd be nice if we had time to stick around, but we don't, so we're going to keep moving. What are we doing here? So yeah, I finally submitted my application for that job. The job takes me back to the West Coast if I get it. And I think I have a good chance. It's largely going to depend on how strict they're going to be on certain requirements. They kind of have this grocery list of things they want. The reality is they're not going to get everything. Oh, I talked to my current boss, and I know because someone else recently, or I guess shortly after I got hired, someone else actually left early.
Warm up somehow.
So I know it's fine. They're fine with it because they recognize that that for most of us that are in these 1-year contract positions, if a permanent role shows up, of course you're going to take the permanent role. That's what they want you to move on professionally. So very supportive if I do get it. The biggest challenge would actually be getting out of my current lease, which there's ways to do it. But the earlier I can find out if I need to go, if I need to move, the better it is for me to negotiate. Give them lots of advance notice. The position most likely
It's so cold.
they would want me to start sometime in
Down
October.
there.
So, well, see, my lease, I signed my lease at the end of January, so it's technically February is the start of my lease. So if I leave in October, I'm leaving a number of months early. Now, there's a couple ways out of your lease. One is that you notified them and you would both agree to sign an early termination of the lease that okay, where are we gonna go? I think our best bet is to aim towards the Hat Creek cave. Yeah, this hour we want to go Cat Creek. So yeah, so I might end up having to pay for. It really depends on how quickly they think they can. Do I feel like I can cross here or not? This is a lot of ice to cross. So, am I going to have to cover 1 month or? Yeah, it's like I didn't like that. I was like, nope. I'm too heavy. Cannot cross there. It's not where I usually cross, so I'm not crossing there. But yeah, so I anticipate that I might be on the hook for 1 or 2 months of rent. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a pretty good relationship with the landlords. This is a nice older Chinese couple. They're very picky about who they rent to. So apparently they're fine with leaving it vacant for a couple months until they find the right person. So oh no, there's very little they'll need to do. I mean, honestly, partly the joke is that, I moved in February and it was so expensive to do a cross-country move. And because this is the 1-year position, there's no move package. So I reached a point in my furnishing where I just simply said, I don't have any more money that I'm willing to invest in a 1-year rental. So I'm just done decorating. So I could invest more in furnishings, but I didn't. There's no rugs. I mean, there's no carpet to deal with. There might be some light touch-ups here and there, which is generally expected, right? That was a little close, but we made it across. Yeah, this position I have right now, I had less than a month between when they I had basically 3 weeks between when they offered me the position and when I needed to start work. And I traveled from West Coast to the East Coast to do it. So I basically drove cross country. I unpacked packed everything into the car that I could fit into the car. Drove cross country back to Saskatchewan, where my mother's at, and where most of my stuff is. That's like in longer term storage. Do we want to kill him? We just do want to scare him. Oh, he's gonna run off with arrow. Oh well. We got so many arrowheads, I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, I know most of my stuff's in Saskatchewan, and I just brought a carload of stuff from Saskatchewan over here. It was a really full car, though. And then I bought some furniture once I arrived. And so when I leave this time, this would be, if I get the job, it's a permanent role. It's actually a 3-year transition into a permanent role. So if they like you, they renew your contract to a permanent status. And so this is like a longer term move. And therefore, I don't know what kind of move package they'll offer, but there'll be something. But I might be better served. Like, I already know I have more stuff right now in my apartment than that will fit in the car. One of the things that I have is I have winter tires and I have my all seasons. And if I have to move cross country and drive through the Rocky Mountains in BC, if it's any time after the middle of October, if I have to do the drive like later, like November or December, then I really have to have my winter tires on. If I go in October, legally you're supposed to have your winter tires on when you go through the mountains. But if no snow has fallen, you might get away with going all season in October. But in any case, I own 2 sets of tires. I can't fit one set of tires in the vehicle with even the stripped down minimal version of what I own. It won't work. So I've got to, I think I just have to bite the bullet and say I'll rent a truck. And even though the truck won't be fully loaded when I leave, Toronto, when I stop in Saskatchewan to load like the rest of my belongings, then it gets fully loaded, and then I can take it through. And it's just going to be such a long drive. I did it, I kind of, not quite, but pretty close to speed run it last time I did the move, coming this direction. But honestly, I really just do not want to do that kind of pace. I was doing, on average, 11 hours a day of driving, which really is actually more than that. The 11 hours was really more like 12 or 13 some days, because there could be weather or construction or detours. And yeah, it's just like, if I were in my 20s, that would still be manageable, but I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm just a lot older, so just don't want to do it. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about, like, what happens if I just ship stuff instead? Just, like, get a pod, fill it up, ship it out there, leave it in storage until I have a place to move into. That's the other headache, is if I get the job, then I have to like locate a place to move in on short notice. I mean, as it is, like the fact that I was able to move to Toronto and within 1 week find make arrangements, find an apartment to move into and get everything signed in less than a week. That's wildly insane and very improbable. But I did it. I was very fortunate to have a lead before I arrived that connected me with a leasing agent who did all the footwork in advance. So I did all the searching, and then we had our list. And then when I got here, all I had to do was spend the first day visiting all the different potential units and then pick the one I liked the most. And then we still had to gamble because, the landlords aren't always. Sometimes they're quite picky, and my landlords are actually very picky.
I could eat anything.
I was very lucky that they looked at my application and said that's exactly the type of person we want. So. Okay, so we got cured guts here. We're loaded up stuff here. We're all ready for our future. Our poor bedroll is all beat up now. We really need to get this thing fixed. Yeah, let's go and boil some water here. But yeah, there's tires, there's some furniture, like I bought a bed and mattress.
Come on,
Now,
little fire.
I'm not taking my dining table. I bought it secondhand. It has some issues. It's fine, but it's not really my favorite piece of furniture. Did what it needed to do, but I would actually go. I would just try my luck to get another another table, depending on what type of apartment I get when I get out there. So if I do get the job and I do move to the West Coast again, I can at least, I know I can talk to my previous, so like the place that I used to live at, I had her when I was doing graduate school for my library degree. The second year I had a roommate. We rented a 2-bedroom place. And the family that rented from, their daughter-in-law was a realtor and handled all the rental arrangements and everything else, and we stayed good friends. So, hey, Goblin Fox, welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We are in the middle of our challenge here. Let's give you a shout out to Goblin Fox. How was your long dark experience tonight. Definitely not.
Well, I managed to push myself away.
Yeah, so
Oh,
for
wow,
you
he's
here,
looking
this
good
is
there.
our
I mean, he's just
challenge.
looking good. Oh, my fucking God.
Roll with it, which is something I came up with.
Okay, in this case, I think
years
he is
back.
going to just do that.
And I'm gonna eat everything.
That one was so close to down.
Yeah,
That one was so close to down.
just eat a bunch of.
Oh, yeah, we got the buckshot. We don't have anything to fire it out of, but we got the buckshot.
So we're talking about the fact that I spent this past week working on a job application for a position back in BC, and I'm currently out here in Toronto, and I moved out here at the end of January from Vancouver. So it's funny that the next job may indeed be back at the same university that I just left. But it would be a permanent role. So that's why I'm excited about it. And most likely the people interviewing me are going to be the same people that I was just working with, for the last year and a half before I started the current job. So the year and a half before this job, which started in February, I already have a history working at the university as a graduate student, working for the same people, many of the same people. So I think the odds are good they'll get to a finalist level. I'm hoping. Oops. So it's promising. We got pretty beat up here. Okay. So I'm hoping I get to that stage, but then it would basically what we're talking about is that I would have to do another late fall cross country move, which is it's quite the ordeal. It's very stressful, and I'd have to do the same thing, which is I'd have to find a place in a short amount of time while conducting the search from the other side of the city, other side of the country. Sorry. That's some improvement. We'll take that. Yeah, big moves are challenging. I also have more stuff now that I've
Anything right about now.
settled in here. I didn't take everything with me. I knew it was a 1-year position, and it's a 1-year position that I can leave early if I need to. So that's kind of why I was willing to apply for this position, even though I only started the current position in February, was because it's expected, in my profession as a librarian, that if you're in a 1-year contract position and a permanent position comes up that you're qualified for, you definitely should apply and go that direction, and everyone would support you in doing that because that's professionally what should happen. They want to support you in that. So I have the support from my current manager and the rest of my team to pursue this. So that's not an issue, but the real issue is just really the logistics. You know, if I get the job, I will probably be shipping or taking a light, like a not fully packed moving truck from here to Saskatchewan, and then loading it up with all my, the rest of my possessions are all back in Saskatchewan in my mother's basement, and loading those up, which would make basically a one bedroom apartment worth of stuff. And then, so doing that and then driving that cross country, and most likely I would have to recruit my sister to help me drive, because I have a car as well, so I need a car and the truck to go across. You know, I could ship, but it would also be a little messy to have to ship from two locations. And at that point, that might be 2 or 3 units, pods. The logistics of, like, I would need 1 pod from Toronto, and then most likely it would be 2 pods out of Saskatchewan. Or maybe it's 1.5, but you can't fill up a pod that's already been shipped, so yeah. That's why I think it may actually make more sense just to do the truck. But we'll see. How am I doing for cooking oil? 55. How much is this one? 50. $44. I don't know. We'll just drop that for now. How's my fuel looking here? 43. I think this is good. Okay, we're on day 29, almost day 30. We leave on day 31. So we can move closer and closer to our destination. Actually, we should go out here and grab whatever... oh, and I should leave behind these guys. They can cure on their own. We're going to wait a couple hours here. Get a little warmer, and then we're going to head.
Man, all I can think about is food.
Yeah, I'm
Walk with this much gear.
I've done a lot of moving over the years, so I'm not like that weirded out by it. But I think I've also learned my lesson from the most recent move, that I need to plan shorter driving days, because I am not young anymore and it takes a lot out of me. And I don't want to do 10, 11, or 12-hour driving days. I want to do like 8. 8 was very reasonable. I was like very relaxed doing 8 hours. But 10, 11, 12, 13, those were just too long. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, I really should make this, I can't crouch. Where are your buddies? Where are your buddies? It's actually, it's just mentally exhausting is what it is.
Sure getting cold.
It's really just too gusty right now. Let's see if we can find a few other ptarmigan, and then maybe we'll just work on... Oh, we can't even make a... We don't have enough cloth to make anything.
It's a goddamn freezing.
Let's see, what would it take for us to do the... Yeah, I need 3 cloths. We just don't have any cloths right now. How about like hand warmers? What are those? Yeah, it's more cloth. We just need a lot of cloth. We have to go back to Mystery Lake. That's all there is to it. Another one down. You got any more buddies left? And another one up here somewhere. Just gotta get the right angle on them. Where are you, buddy? Yeah, we're burning down the clock here. But we finally have a working bow, and we finally have a hatchet. So things are looking up. Okay, where are these guys? That's not up here, it's down there. Don't worry about that guy. I gave him a rope, but he can't climb the rope, so we're okay. So, Bloody Cactus, I spent the week working on my job application for the library job out back in BC. And then at the end of the week, I saw a sale on Steam, and I caved in, and I bought Baldur's Gate 3. So that was the reason why I disappeared from, like, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Oh, I know. I've been avoiding it for such a long time because I knew it was going to be a big time sink. This is like exactly my type of game. Well, tomorrow is a holiday for us, so I will probably spend part of the day But I do have some other deadlines to meet for tomorrow, so I'll have to be responsible and work on the things that need to get done. In my Thursday D&D group also, they're starting a new chapter, a new season, new arc, and I need to get them set up for that. So I will also have to spend some time tomorrow finishing up my write-up of the new city that they're arriving at. And also filling up some other faction information that someone else asked about. So I was supposed to do that last week. That did not happen. The job application just took up so much time. And then I was trying to, like, unwind afterwards, so played Baldur's Gate.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
It was totally on sale. 30% off was a price I did not want to miss. I thought, oh, this is just too good. Actually, we went too far. Okay. Here is where we're going to camp out. Okay. Okay. Now we can make our life easier. Let's just do it with the knife. So someone else asked if I'm likely to do a Baldur's Gate stream at some point. And like, I think it's a possibility. I think I'm going to do one playthrough on my own off stream and then decide. Wow, it's so long. Oh, we did Baldur's Gate 1. And he needs to do 2. My sister loved Baldur's Gate 2. And I think Baldur's Gate 3 has been on her wish list. So we're on the same, like, Steam family sharing plan. So I'm certain she's gonna get sucked into it too. We'll have to work out a schedule. Unless she caved and got a copy too, which I don't know. That's okay. Let's see here. Oops. do have some coal too if we need to burn a little longer. We have lots of torches.
Come on, little fire. Come on. That didn't work.
Seriously?
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
Okay, nothing else in there. So if we do want to make the insulated, that's 4 pieces of cloth, we're good. If we wanted to make the bedroll, which is also a good goal, need more ptarmigan stuff. So I think we just need to kill more ptarmigan.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, so we just need 48 minutes. We can do that. Yep. Yeah, we do need the extra stick. Okay. Okay, we're moving along here. I've got so much stuff to repair.
I can barely walk with this much gear. I could eat anything right now. I need to find food.
These are almost done, but I think we have plenty, right? We have 9. That's more than enough. Enough to make our extra bows. We're good on that. Oh, we've been forgetting to let this cure. I think they'll take it with us and try our luck. Or actually, let's drop this for now. Okay, we are officially on day 31. It is time to leave, so... Now we get to see the exciting part of this run.
Good. Weak. Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Okay, let's drop down some teas and get ourselves going. Actually, we're going to drop one of these too. Where'd it go? There it is.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, we're heading out. So I think our wise money is on going to Mystery Lake. Even though we already passed through Mystery Lake, it was a little bit quick. And I think the path we're going to take this time around should hopefully minimize our wolf encounters leaving here. Oh, this wind is not helping us. Feels like a metronome. Yeah. Keeps swinging us back and forth. Try to keep ourselves warm, even though it's so gusty. Okay, so much for that plan. So this approach is to go around the perimeter. It's a little bit longer, but it's mostly safer. There's a few places where there might be wolves, but for the most part you can dodge them.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I think for me, Baldur's Gate 3's big appeal is less about lore, although I know there's a lot of people that love the lore, and more about just like sort of this free-form, open style of play. Like you can decide what order you want to do things. There is like there's some acts to the story, so there's going to be a little bit of structure, a little bit of linearity, but there's a lot of freedom to engage with things in unconventional ways, to use both people and objects in unexpected ways, and use magic in unexpected ways. So I like the fact that they've really tried to lean into the unconventional approaches that people often take in a regular D&D game, and build the game to be able to accommodate that and to anticipate that. Can't really afford to have a sprained wrist. And nothing is warm right now.
so cold.
Okay, we're gonna pop over to the cave. Warm up in the cave for a little bit. This much wind is just not helpful. Okay, give us a second here. Yeah, it just sounds terrible out there. Try our luck and wait another hour. Okay, that seemed to work. Let's get some teas going and we get out of here.
Come on, little fire. Wait, that didn't work.
Oh, it's true. We got the 2 ptarmigan, so need to add those in.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Perfect.
More birch bark. Station. More herbal tea. Rose hips.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
We're back to Mystery Lake. We're just trying to go someplace where We know we have some supplies. We have a crafting table. We should be able to access a lot of cloth. Even though we passed through there once already, it was a pretty fast looting of it, so. But we want to make our way to Ash Canyon and Timberwolf Mountain. Pick up whatever goodies we can before day 50. This is not good. Going into the wind. But yeah, we really just need to get our way back to the dam. And from the dam, we're going to just loot a ton of cloth. And so between the camp office and the dam, we should be able to get a ton of cloth and do all the repairs we need to make. But we really do want to pick up the technical backpack just to give ourselves a little bit more flexibility in our movement.
Eat soon.
Right now we get bogged down pretty quickly. But yeah, as we make our way to get the technical backpack, I think we're also going to try to get well fed. You know, do a lot of hunting as we go. Try to stay well fed. Okay, we're still good. Gotta get out by midnight. Yeah, the wind's picking up. Yeah.
Think of fire. Think of hot fire. Yeah.
I didn't mean to drink that one. Oh well. Okay, I'm coming through. Okay, we are on our way. We'll warm up our teas on the other side, and then we'll head to Trappers. Look at us, we made it out. So this is the moment people have been waiting for.
Walk with this one.
We are in Mystery Lake again, and we're going to roll. So we are in a new region, even if it's one we visited before. And it is less than 50 days, so we're going to roll the d10, and that tells us how long we're going to be here. 8 days, so lots of time to do crafting and repairs, and a fair bit of hunting. Ptarmigan 2. And let's see. We're at 31 days right now. We went back to Mystery Lake. And let's see.
My head feel thick.
Okay, we're leaving on day 39.
I need something to.
Yeah, now we can really harvest this place. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we will go based on the weather right now and visibility. I think our best bet is to make a direct run for the camp office, because that's where we're going to have the most cloth in the Ooh. Yeah, that's where we can get cloth the best right now. So we'll just rush to the camp office. Okay, off we go. I think also if we hug the side over here, we should probably be able to keep our torch. We see any wolves on the road, on the track? Not really. So things that we need to make. We need to make some fire-hardened arrows so we can do proper rabbit and ptarmigan hunting and not use our good arrows. We need to craft a few more arrows. We got lots of arrowheads. We just need to make more arrows.
I feel numb.
And then we have to do as many repairs as we can with all these things that are in need of repair.
I can't feel my hands.
Okay. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Oh, there's a wolf out here somewhere. It's just missed the wolf.
Where could...
So I don't see the moose out today, which is fine. One less thing to dodge.
This is a little
Be
cold.
nice if we could get a moose pretty early. But we're gonna need more arrows. Hey. They've arrived.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to dump all our materials here that we're not using. Anything we missed last time? Not really. Clean this all out. Oh, we didn't. Look at that. There's more flour. More food. Yeah, there's lots of little bits and pieces of cloth everywhere. How many sticks do we have? 13. Okay, let's do some Bannock, I guess. Three. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so this is where we're going to wrap up for tonight, I think. We will do what we always do. We wrap up with a poem. And, yeah, let's do that. So if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, I am a librarian right now, but I used to be a computer games programmer, and then I'm also a published author with 2 books of poetry. And so one of the things we do when we wrap up at the end of the night is we read a poem. Sometimes it's one of mine from one of my books, or something that's been published in a literary journal, and sometimes read other people's poems. So we're just going to get Astrid to the morning, and then we will close off this part, and we'll go into the reading part. Okay, so here we are. New morning. I'm going to be doing with cloth next time. Okay, so that was our save.
All I can
Actually,
think about is food.
maybe we'll do a quick run downstairs. Grab these guys.
I am not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
We are going to at least grab all the cloth we can. Then we'll step outside and step back inside. Mark our save.
I'll die if I don't get some food soon.
So first things first, we need to fix our bedroll. So we can get left. What do we want to try to save? I think we want to save this guy. Ending 2. Wow. 2 fails. Okay, no problems. Take care. I'm going to wrap up here in a second. Just want to do my... Oh, well. We'll take care of the rest of it next time.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, so here we are saving. We are officially on day 32. Now we'll save it again. Okay, so we're going to read a poem. Let's see, what are we going to read? I guess we can use the poem chooser. Elegy for Gray. Okay, so that comes from my... oh. So, yeah. Okay, quite annoyingly, I have only one of the books here. So we're going to, the other one's sitting on the floor, like just outside reach. So we're going to do something from, I don't know. We'll do something from Babbage's Dream, I think. Pick something from that. Where's everything comes up from? One of the other projects. No, we'll do that. Searching my father's books. It's kind of librarian themed, and we'll do that one. So this is my father was a librarian as well, so that's kind of part of the inspiration here. So this was published in Valparaiso Poetry Review back in 2021. And it's not in my first or second book. This is in what's going to probably be my third book, which I've been kind of neglecting the manuscript. I need to go back and write some more. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I'm going to try to carve out more time once I finish the edits on the opera project that I'm working on, which we're in final edits right now. So I need to finish that up. this week, and then I think I'm going to try to change my routine in the morning to carve out a little bit of time to do some free writing in the morning, which I think would be good for me. So this is searching my father's books. Searching my father's books, I find he has traveled lightly, covered much ground, but left no more than the sparest of lines, a scribbled note cribbed from professors past, their stories also ended, the road carrying on. More than wild beast he leaves a faint trail, a mark here, a path blazed among the trees, his passing almost invisible. What meaning he spies sleeping in between the inked wake of others he has left largely undisturbed. Reveals nothing of Macbeth's soul, Hamlet's fear, even what he writes of the great white whale, but cryptic signs, half phrases, everything buried in the pale depths of what remains unsaid. Why have I held on to these talismans, bound tokens of our shared love of the written word? What literature does, what it holds silent between lines and the margins scarcely seen, the faint trace of another mind before mine, imperfect, grasping, yet none the less pressing on into the deep forests, the life half journeyed, the river half forded, and still everywhere abounding in ghosts. So a little behind the poem here. So I lost my father when he turned when he was 59 when he became quite ill, and as it turned out was battling ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and he ended up passing away after about an 8-month battle. And it was very difficult to watch him go from being very articulate and very, he was very very much an educator and a communicator his entire life. As a librarian, as an instructor, as an educator, he just really loved engaging with people and talking and speaking and teaching and bringing things together. Most of all, telling stories. And so when he passed away, I inherited some of my father's books. And some of the books were like his copy of Shakespeare's complete works and his copies of his Herman. He loved Herman Melville, so he had a lot of like Moby Dick, and then the sinking of the whale ship Essex, which is the actual historical narrative, like the account of an actual whaling ship that was sunk by a whale, and which was the inspiration for Moby Dick. And he also had like a number of other books that I inherited that he had when he was a university student. And in my mind, thinking about him as an adult and how articulate and insightful he was about everything, I assumed, going back over those books, that I would see some of that reflected in the margin, his notes to himself. But what I saw instead was he was an undergraduate when he took these classes, and he actually didn't have that many insights. And it was kind of, it was simultaneously amusing and humbling to realize how little we can sometimes leave behind in our own journey through the books we love. And I think about my own approach to reading and annotation and how frequently I don't make a lot of notes. And, I kind of stack them all in my brain, but I don't always make a lot of notes inside of the book. And partly it's because I like books, and I tend not to mark up books because I like books as art objects in addition to being these a vehicle for learning or sort of a portal into another world. So I did think about that when I was writing this. There's a number of nods to like famous like existential moments in these novels or plays that you expect someone to do some deep thinking or to make some notes, and they're just missing. Even though he would talk about these things, he didn't write about them in the margins. The closing of the poem makes this reference to like pressing on in the deep forest, the life half journeyed. That's a reference to Dante's Inferno, when Dante finds himself in the middle of life's journey, he says, in a wood, and the straight road through no longer visible. He had lost the path, and he was halfway through his journey. And so that was kind of where that line comes from. And then the river half forded is a nod towards Macbeth, who says, he talks about crossing the river of blood. He's done all these horrible things. And he says, like, I could turn back or I could press forward. And at this point, I might as well just go all the way. It's like, no, you don't have to do that, Macbeth. You could actually say, yeah, I've done some terrible things, and maybe they're terrible, and maybe I should be listening to my wife on this one, and I should listen to my conscience, which said it's not. The witches are selling me something that is going to cost me my life, and maybe I just take all the. Just not go the rest of the way. But he can't. He can't help but push on. So the river's half forded, and everywhere's ghosts, right? And that's true of Hamlet and Macbeth and of all these other novels and plays. You're haunted. And then as me, like looking over my own personal library, how many of those books are kind of haunting me? Carry all these stories. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Thanks for hanging out with me. We're going to find ourselves someone to raid, and we'll be back again. I'll see about tomorrow night. I'm not certain. I might be spending a little bit of extra time working on things tomorrow night. And I don't know yet what the state of my Tuesday night game is, because I've got some ongoing new commitments on Tuesday nights that make my Tuesday night availability inconsistent for D&D, but it may turn out that nights when I would normally be playing D&D in the Tuesday group might turn into a new streaming night. We'll see. And Wednesday may become my new D&D night. The Tuesday group might go to Wednesday. So we're working those out this week and next week. But yeah, let's see what we can find out here about who we could go visit. Let's see. Who is up? People I don't know. Wow, there's only a handful of people up right now. Tyler? Captain Sauerkraut? Story mode. Rebel John. This is Captain Sauerkraut. Maybe, I don't know. Seems pretty cool. Okay, we'll try this Captain Sauerkraut. Okay, this guy sounds pretty fun. Try this. He seems pretty silly, but hey, into every life enters a little silliness, so let's do that. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. We'll be back again soon. I'm going to try to get at least 2 or 3 streams in a week. Now that I've got all my application turned in for the job, it's just a waiting game. I should probably find out something in the next couple weeks, and I'll report back and tell you if I'm doing a big move. Well, actually, I guess there will be interview, and then if the interview goes well, then if there's a big move ahead of me. So we'll see. Thanks again, and let's head on out.